Hello! This is a reading vlog. I'm going to be reading, you guessed it, Iron Flame, and hoping and praying that it's worth the read. If you haven't heard by now, this has been a letdown for a lot of people after reading Fourth Wing. I enjoyed Fourth Wing. I gave it 4 stars. I'm pretty sure I gave it 4 stars. It was a fun romp, and I hope that's what this is. That's what I need, is a fun romp. So this is due in a week at the library. I'm going to read it in that time, and I'm going to let you know what I think and if I will be continuing with the series or not. I'm nervous. I'm excited. Let's go. Is that all I have to say? I think so. This is a 623 page commitment to see if I want to continue this series or not. Did I like Fourth Wing? Yes, I did. I gave it either 3 or 4 stars. It was a fun time. I do not remember it almost at all. So I need to go back, watch some summaries, read some summaries, whatever. I know a couple things going into this. I've heard it's boring. I've heard it's not good compared to Fourth Wing, which is not promising. And I've heard that the ending is a cliffhanger, and that is the only reason people are moving forward with the series, is the ending of this. So I have to see. I have to know. This is due back at the library in a week. So I'm going to try to read about 125 pages a day. That'll leave me a little wiggle room if I don't meet that every day to finish it up before the due date. It's gonna have spoilers for Fourth Wing at least, because can't really talk about the sequel without talking about Fourth Wing. I'm gonna try not to have spoilers for this, but if I do, I'll just mark it on the screen. Like, you'll be able to skip past it if you don't want it. Going into this, I'm excited to be reading a fantasy more than I'm excited to be reading this book specifically, because I haven't read a fantasy in what feels like a very, very long time, because I'm in the middle of Throne of Glass, so I haven't let myself start a new fantasy series before I finish Throne of Glass. But from what I remember, Fourth One was like so easy to read. I read it so fast, and I would love if that's how this is too. I think I read Fourth Wing in basically 2 days. I'm just marking where my different days should end. So I'm ready for something to just kind of like capture my attention, even if it's not high literature. But we're gonna see if this is worth it. I still don't know if Fourth Wing was worth the hype. I think it delivered what it said it was gonna deliver. You know, everyone said from the beginning that this is not super well written, high literature book. It's a fun romp. So if that's what you were going into it with, that's what you got. This, I guess we're gonna find out. I can't remember how long Fourth Wing was, but I feel like it was shorter than this. Like, this is chunky. Let me put in a sticky note for the end so that I have something to look forward to. Here's what is feeling like a very ambitious 5-day plan. I don't know, especially because right now it's 3:30. I'm about to go to the gym. That's gonna take like an hour, and I have nothing tonight, but I have to prepare for an appointment tomorrow, and I have anxiety about that appointment. I'm stressed out about that appointment. So hopefully I can just like dive into this and full escapism right now, hopefully, and then I can just go to my appointment in the morning, be done with it. And then I'm going to a book sale with my mom, so I'm looking forward to that. Alright, I'm gonna go hang out, go to the gym, and do all the things that I said I was gonna do. What is it, Wednesday? I'm at Sam's. I just got lunch. I did not talk to you at all yesterday because I had an appointment in the morning and it kind of drained me and it was just a lot, so I didn't do anything, but I did read. What else did I do? Oh, I went to the book fair. Oh, okay, when I get home I'll show you the books that I got. I also got a Kindle case. I haven't had a case on my Kindle and it is like chipped in the bottom, so I got a case for it, and so we're gonna decorate the Kindle. We're gonna do a little book haul, mini one, and now I'll talk more about Iron Flame because I've been reading it. I'm like a quarter of the way through and I have some thoughts. I'm enjoying it more than I thought I would based on what people have been saying, but I'm also only about 200 pages in, so that might change when I, get into like the middle of it where there's like maybe more of a lull. But for right now, I'm gonna drink my caffeine. I'm gonna drink my more caffeine in the form of soda and drive home. Hi, I'm home, I'm showered, I'm clean. I feel 1,010% better. I had to wash my hair, but I'm better for it. I'm a better woman for it. I'm pulling out my thoughts on this Iron Flame situation. This is how far I am. That's a pretty solid chunk. I am enjoying it. I'm into it. I am looking forward to reading it when I sit down to read it and not being on my phone when I'm supposed to be reading. All good things. Am I confused? Kind of. I did not remember almost anybody's names. I don't know who anyone is, so I had to look that up. I had to watch some summary videos, remember the ending of Fourth Wing, and I think that might not be my fault. I think the ending of Fourth Wing raised the stakes in order to have the reveal that it had. And like what happened at the end of Fourth Wing happened so that we could have the reveal. And then we had to kind of backtrack it at the beginning of Iron Flame, where Rebecca Yarros had to kind of backtrack to put us back at the War College so that we can experience second year. I think that might be what people have issues with. We raised the stakes and now it feels like we haven't lowered the stakes, but the stakes are happening over here and we're here. We're just chilling. I mean, relatively. So that's what like the biggest issue I'm having is like it kind of feels like we're not involved in the real story, which with good reason, and like the plot is feeling a little forced to me. That being said, I like living in the little college. My favorite part of dystopian fantasy stories is kind of when the first book, when they're at school, before the real plot starts to happen and they're like, oh, I'm here and I'm learning my powers and I'm doing this and that. And so I'm not minding hanging out at Bell's Guides at all. I think some people may disagree with me. People who are reading for the romance probably don't like this so far. But that being said, I'm only 200-ish pages in. So this is a really bad time, not good for you to have your breakfast. That's the problem that I'm having, is it's feeling forced. Personally, I don't really care about the romance anymore. I liked it when the tension was there. Now the tension's gone. I'm like, whatever. I could care less. So I'm kind of enjoying that it's not that heavy on the romance, but that might just be me. That's all I really have to update you on. The first 100 pages felt hard to get into just because I didn't remember anything and I was trying to piece together what the plot was, and it doesn't help you through it very much. It's referring back to things that happened in Fourth Wing without like giving any context, which fine. Normally I won't mind, but just because there's so many characters, I feel like it would at least be helpful to have an index or something at the beginning of this book, because I don't want to look it up and risk getting spoilers. That's just how I feel. That's my Iron Flame update. So far, I would say it is worth reading. Now I have a couple fun things to talk about too. I did go to book fair yesterday. Some of these, I don't know what they are. I just kind of picked them up because it was bag day and you could fill up a bag for $10. So me and my mom filled up a bag together. But some of these I'm really excited about. This is Out by Natsuo Kirino. This is a Japanese thriller, and it follows a woman who she murders her abusive husband and then gets her coworkers to help her hide the body and stuff. That's all I know about it. It's longer than I thought it was. It's like 400 pages, and the font's kind of small. I like translated works. I've only read one Japanese thriller, and that was Confessions by Kanae Minato. I really loved Confessions. I want to read more Japanese thrillers. I'm also interested in the one, like, it's called One of Us or something, and it has the bar soap with the little questionable hair on it. I want to read that too. Next, I got Artful by Ali Smith. It's kind of like poetry mixed with essays, mixed with storytelling. It just looks good. It says, the incomparable Ali Smith melds the tale and the essay into a magical hybrid form. I've never read Ali Smith before, so I'm excited to try this out and see what I think. Next, I got The Plot by Jean Humph Korelitz. This is about somebody, a professor, and he has a really brilliant student with a really awesome story idea. That student dies, and then the professor steals his work and publishes it. So kind of, it's giving Yellowface. I haven't read Yellowface, but I'm more interested in reading Yellowface than I am in reading this, but it was basically free, so I grabbed it. Stephen King did blurb it on the front. I've seen this before, but if this was good and you really liked it, then let me know in the comments if I should read it. Another one that I don't really know is The Friends of Freeland by Brad Leithauser. I think this is supposed to be like kind of satirical. It's about a fictional country. It's a lot longer than I thought it was when I picked it up. So I don't really know. I'll at least read the first chapter or so and see if it's something I'm interested in. But again, if this is something you've read and you really liked it, let me know. If it's something you've read and you really didn't like it, let me know, and I will not be reading it. We'll see. Next, I have Sudden Death by Alvaro Enrique. This is like a weird mix of history, like historical elements that are fictionalized and like thrown together in these weird situations. The last line of the synopsis says there's more fighting, hallucinogenic mushrooms, more sex, utopian colonies, assassinations, coronations. I don't really know if this is for me. I like to cover, so I grabbed it, and it's also translated fiction. This is translated by Natasha Wimmer. Let me know if you think it's good. More to stuff that I've at least like been familiar with. I grabbed The Swan Thieves by Elizabeth Kostova. I read The Historian by Elizabeth Kostova, and this one's shorter, which I appreciated. I did like The Historian. It was a little long for me. The Historian is about Dracula. This one is about a painter who attacks a canvas at the National Gallery of Art. And then people are like, why did you do that? And he says, I did it for her. And so they're trying to figure out what that means. I don't know. I'll probably read it at some point, not soon. I grabbed The Farm by Joan Ramos. This is blurred by Madeline Miller on the front, which is cool. Madeline Miller's blurb says, Joanne Ramos has written a firecracker of a novel, at once caustic and tender, page-turning and thought-provoking. This is a fierce indictment of the vampiric nature of modern capitalism, which never loses sight of the very human stories at its center. Highly recommended. So that sounds so good. But basically it's about this like retreat in upstate New York, and you go there and you get free board, you get free food, you get free everything if you carry a baby, and you're there for 9 months. Like, I just jumped on the couch where you're sitting. So it follows a woman who agrees to do that, agrees to carry a baby. Her family is like some sort of financial hardship, and then she starts to regret that decision. So it's like kind of like a Handmaid's Tale mixed with a wellness retreat kind of deal, which I love. I love books set in like wellness retreats, culty vibes. I love that stuff. So I've looked into this a couple times and decided not to buy it, but when I saw it at the book sale, I immediately grabbed it. Last one I have, I'm super excited about. I got the Over Story by Richard Powers. I've never read anything by Richard Powers before. This is chunky. It doesn't look chunky, but this is over 500 pages, I think. Almost exactly 500 pages. My understanding, I don't know much about this. I know it's kind of interconnecting different stories, and it's about nature and humans' relationship with the natural world and things like that. So, sounds heavy, sounds fun, and I'm excited to read it eventually. I have no immediate plans to pick up any of these books, if you can't tell. Let me know if you have read any of these. If I get recommendations for some of them, maybe I'll pick them up faster than otherwise. These ones are probably the main ones that are like on my radar to read soon. So let me know if you really loved these, or if I should read the other ones that I grabbed, or if I should get rid of them. Okay, the last thing I want to show you is my Kindle. I got stuff for my Kindle. So I bought, this is what my Kindle looks like now. I have a pop socket and this spinny thing, and I kind of like mostly hold it like this. I mean, you mostly use it to read in bed. But I wanted to get a Kindle case. I hope this one fits. I did check which generation I have, and I think I got the right one. So I guess we'll find out in 5 seconds. Oh, they got these like, whoa, big bumpers on the side. I don't know how I feel about that. Let me see what's in here. Okay. So I really like to have the pop socket on the back. This ring one was free. This one, I think my mom gave it to me. But I like having it on there. I don't really like how it looks. I am getting replacement stickies. I ordered replacement stickies already. So I'm going to take all of these off and hopefully this fits. And then I'll show you the stickers that I have for it. Wait, hold on. It fits. Now I have a couple stickers I can put in now. I have this sweet little cow with wings. This is from an Etsy shop called Helenvie, Helenvie. That will be in the description. They sent a sweet little note and my sticker, and also a teensy cute little sweet little freebie. Okay, she is done. One thing I do like about this, I can add more stickers, but I just put in the new ones that I got. So look how cute the cow is. And then I got this pila. It's like a pop socket, but it slides up, and you can stick your finger in it and hold it like this, or like this maybe. I don't know. It's convenient, right? I'm excited. It's been a long time coming, for sure. I hope this was a good update. I feel really good about Iron Flame so far, and I'm a little behind schedule. I'm supposed to be on page like 250, but I'm on page 189. But hopefully I can catch up tonight. Hi. I've had a weird couple of days, so I haven't really been reading very much, but I am about halfway through Iron Flame. Not on schedule. Today's Friday, and this is due on Tuesday. Hi, Nugget. Yes, you're very noisy. You're a good boy, but you're so clicky-clacky. Do you want to go outside? Come on. He literally sprinted after a robin. I'm enjoying this. It's feeling a tad bit slow. I'm on page 289, and it's kind of more of the same. A lot of the focus has been on Xaden and Violet's relationship, which is fine. I don't really care. I mean, I care. It's nice to see Violet growing as a character and like her relationship with Xaden, her relationship with her friends, but also it's fine. I care more about this plot. Hopefully I can get a lot done today. It's already 3. Like I said, it's just been a weird couple days, but hopefully I can get another chunk done today. I'm this close to buying the Kindle version. It's $15. I can't buy that. I shouldn't buy that. It's $15. I'm not gonna read it again on Kindle. The font is so tiny and it takes so long. This is like 623 pages online. The Kindle version of this says that it's 800 pages, which feels more closer to reality. The light from outside is like just not enough to light my face. So we have some weird color situation happening, but it's fine. I am about 3/5 of the way through Iron Flame. It is due in 3 days, so I can do this. I'm not feeling very motivated to read or to do this. I'm enjoying the story, but I do feel like it doesn't need to be this long. Like, I'm already kind of forgetting stuff that happened in the first half of this book just because of maybe the settings, but I don't know. I feel like it really does not need to be this long. The plot is finally kind of moving forward though. Things are starting to happen. Like, things are happening, and then we pull back for like 30 pages. And then something happens, and then we pull back for like 50 pages. My dog's eating his dinner. I apologize. It's just background noise to me now. You chew with your mouth open. That's bad manners. So yeah, that's how I'm feeling with this. I have like the whole night to read, but I also want to play Stardew. So, I don't know. I guess I'll play it by ear. So far, I don't know if it's worth it. Like, I am enjoying it, but I feel like I could also be spending my time reading other either fantasy or romantic series that I'll enjoy more. It's not hitting like exactly the same way that Fourth Wing hit. It kind of feels like here at page 360, it kind of feels like we're at the end of Fourth Wing. Like we're back to the end of Fourth Wing. Does that make sense? So yeah, it does feel too long, not maybe well edited, and like we kind of lost the plot for a while just for the sake of like having the vibes. I wish the text was bigger. Is that the first time I've said that? This font is too small. It's too small. It needs to be larger. I legitimately don't know the last time I talked to you. I'm here now. I'm this far. And I get why people say this is bad. I thought I got it. Now I actually get it. Because why am I reading this? Why is this lasting as long as it is? Why did nothing happen? Nothing. Maybe one thing happened. I'm fine with a slow-moving story. I truly am. But I have limits. And a story like this should not be this slow. If it's going to be slow, it has to be well written. But the things that are happening in here feel absolutely pointless. I'm like angry at what's happening in here. It feels like this could have been edited down like 200 pages. And I genuinely enjoy the day-to-day life. But ever since I've gotten to part 2 of this, the stakes have been raised again. And yet we're not doing anything about it. We're not doing anything. We tried one thing. We're like, oh well, let's go back to class. There's this whole, there's 5 different plot lines happening. And I'm just waiting until we actually get to the plot of the book, right? It feels like we've lost the plot somewhere. It's nowhere here. We're just doing random stuff. We're learning things that I know are gonna be important for the plot, but it doesn't make sense how they're being introduced. It doesn't make sense why we wouldn't already know this stuff. The main character is a smart girl. We shouldn't be in the situation that we're in. The author is smarter than this. I genuinely think it's just cause it was rushed. It had to have been rushed through the editing because there's no reason that this shouldn't be at least a 4-star book. But it's sitting at maybe a 3, maybe a 2. This is why I try not to start series until they're all the way done. Because you never know when a series is just gonna go downhill. The potential, this could be so good. And I have a feeling Angst and Storm, or whatever it's called, is gonna be the same way. Because when this came out, I heard that Rebecca Yarros hadn't even started the 3rd one. Now that the 3rd one's coming out in January, and that's really fast for an epic fantasy book. I don't trust that they'll take good care of it and edit it appropriately. We've lost character motivations. Where are they? The characters are not acting. It feels getting really riled. It kind of feels like the end of Game of Thrones. What are we doing? What are these people doing? Why are these characters doing these things that make no sense? I was so on board for the first half of this. And the second part is just, I'm honestly infuriated. I'm gonna finish it because it's not bad enough to DNF. We're just not doing anything about the main plot. We're not doing anything. We haven't for 3 chapters. Things have taken a turn for the worst. I'm pretty upset about the way things are panning out, but I have approximately 150-ish pages left. Things will pick up, I'm assuming. That's why I started filming now, because I wanted to capture how I'm feeling about this at the moment before things pick up. Because I want to remember this feeling when I make my final decision on whether I'm going to finish the series or not. You already know that. You already know that. Why are we having the same conversation? I am less than 100 pages from finishing. It's gotten better. The actual plot is happening now, so we're excited. Unfortunately, I need to nap, so I'm gonna lay down in my bed and read, but that means I'll probably fall asleep. Isn't it so cute? I just got it from the thrift store. It's so pretty. Hi, we did it. We finished Iron Flame at 3 a.m. last night, and that's nobody's fault but my own. I watched maybe 7 episodes of Modern Family yesterday evening when I knew I had 100 pages left of Iron Flame to finish, but it's fine. We're here. I'm awake. Somehow, I wish I could say I stayed up because I was riveted, but no. Unfortunately, this is getting 2 stars. And I think I'm kind of in the minority. I think I'm kind of in the minority on how I felt reading this, because a lot of people were like, the first half is terrible. The second half, absolutely fantastic. Me, I found it the complete opposite. The second half was absolutely unbearable for me. When the stakes are high and the editing is bad and the timeline isn't working, it is so frustrating, and characters' intentions are like thrown way out of whack because you're like, you should be doing this, why aren't you doing this? Yeah, it's a cliffhanger. Is it an interesting cliffhanger? You could say so. I really like Violet. I really like this world, and I feel like it does read like a dystopian YA novel from, well, without the YA part, from like my teenage years. And so reading Fourth Wing, I think I gave Fourth Wing 4 stars. Like, I had so much fun reading Fourth Wing. And then this being rushed through production, through publishing, just kind of ruined it. Like, and it's just really sad to see authors' work be not taken seriously just for a profit, and it's hard. I know you want to, as a business, make money off of the hype that's already around the book, but I promise you the hype will come back. I mean, it was a good book. I'd keep reading it. If it came out 2 years from now, I would have picked it up probably, maybe. I just don't think it's fair to Rebecca Yarros. I don't think it's fair to the characters. I don't think it's fair to Violet. I will say I'm not a big Xaden fan. I don't find emotional unavailability attractive, so I had trouble with Xaden in the first book. And then here, like, they argued a lot, Violet and Xaden did. And I know you have to keep the plot, you have to keep the romance interesting. Like, there have to be conflict, but it felt unnecessary. It felt repetitive. If you really, really care about Xaden and Violet, if you really buy into this romance, if you really like the romance between the two main characters, I think you should read this book. I do. If you care about the plot, you don't really have to read this. If you care about the school, you care about the plot, you care about Violet, you care about like the world that we're in, I wouldn't say it's worth reading. You might disagree though. It might just be really hard for you to get through. Like, this is really long. And it reads fast, it reads like YA, but that's too long for a book like this. I will not be buying any of these books. I will not be purchasing book 3. I am let down by this series unless something crazy happens and people are like, oh my gosh, book 3 really came back. It's so good. Maybe I'll read it from the library, but right now I'm not planning on it. When I was reading this, I was like, dang, I wish I was reading Throne of Glass right now. But I finished it, and I'm going to return this to the library. I am so glad you're here with me. Thanks for hanging out. If you want to follow me on Instagram or friend me on Goodreads, you can find those links in the description. My Etsy shop where I sell bookish things and crochet things is also in the description if you're interested. Let me know if you have read this book, if you are going to read this book, what your thoughts are. No spoilers in the comments, please. Cool. If you liked this video, hit the like button, subscribe, hang out with me some more. I'll be back with another book or crochet video very soon. Bye!